We don't recognize the dependency of our existence on something other than me, myself, and I. How can it be? The lungs, the heart, the circulation, the breathing, everything is happening by itself. And yet we walk around taking credit for ourselves. You go to sleep. Are you at rest? We say, oh, I'm resting. Are we at rest?
अनन्यचेताः सततं यो मां स्मरति नित्यशः तस्याहं सुलभः पार्थ नित्ययुक्तस्य योगिनः मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयमशाश्वतं नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गताः आब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रिं युगसहस्रान्तां तेहोरात्रविदो जनाः अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यहरागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
That's good. Chapter 8, verse 14. Arjuna, whosoever always and constantly thinks of me with undivided mind, to that yogi, ever absorbed in me, I am easily attainable. I'm glad Lord Krishna says easily attainable. We'll take his word for it. Whosoever always and constantly thinks of me with undivided mind, to that yogi, ever absorbed in me, I am easily attainable. The only way we know that that's possible, meaning to constantly think of Paramatma, consciousness, life force, whatever we want to say, is if we go back to one of the previous chapters before, right? In whatever we're doing it as an offering. Remember that? That's really the only way. Otherwise, very difficult. Because the mind is so conditioned into seeing only what we see. Separation, solidity, division. Very hard. I think we spoke about it. We are very hard to see the space between the objects. We only look at the object, right? We don't see what's holding up the object. We don't see that space is required to see the object, right? Space is required. There's an interesting statement that I just made. Space is required to see the object. If you think about it, a fan, let's say it has 3 blades. When it moves slowly, you can still see the space between each blade. Therefore, you see it as separate blades, right? But the faster that fan starts to move, the less we see the space. And the faster it goes, the more we see it as one continuous blade. We no longer see the space between the blades, isn't it? We see it as a solid thing. Like this, the world is spinning so fast. Life is continuously in motion. This is the other thing, what appears to, okay, I'm sitting here as, quote, a solid body. In relation to the chair and me, I'm more in motion, right? In relation to something else, I appear more mobile. But the walls in front of me, as the chair, as the stone, it's all moving. This we know, don't we? The electrons are moving so fast that we don't see the space between. very interesting what I'm saying. We don't see the space in between. So it appears like that fan idea as one solid disk. The walls are moving. This is physics, correct? It's physics. We don't see the underlying reality. That is what I'm saying, because we're so conditioned into seeing the object, not the space around it. No one says, oh, look at all that space. They just see the chair. We don't realize the dependency, this conversation we had. The chair exists because of the space. I can see it. I can recognize it. Are you with me? It's just an interesting thing. So I suppose from that perspective, one could say I am easily attainable. But we've heard it from Lord himself, lifetime after lifetime, again and again, we come back and continue this journey. And yet there's some glimmer that, yes, it is attainable. And the reality is when we attain, it happens in a moment. What we get, we get. It doesn't take 10 years to get what we get. We could take 10 years until we decide to get it, until it reveals itself. But when you get it, it's in a moment, right? It's a flash. Anything, doesn't matter what it is. Oh, I get it. That's in a flash. For 10 years, there was a veil, and then suddenly the veil lifts, and we go, oh, I see, I get it. It's like somebody with glasses on them. The glasses without a frame, and they go around looking for their glasses. I don't know where my glasses, where are my glasses? I can't find my glasses. I don't know where my glasses are. And then say, oh, they're right on you. Oh, I have my glasses. The eyes looking for themselves is very difficult because we're so used to looking outside. We don't know to look for the eyes for themselves. The seer is through the eyes. So anyway, there is hope. I am easily attainable. There's hope. Verse 15. Great souls who have attained the highest perfection, having come to me, are no more subject to transitory rebirth, which is the abode of sorrow and transient by nature. Those who see the permanence behind the impermanence transcend, if you want, sorrow. Everything we see is in motion. Everything is changing. And our chase is what? To make it not change. We don't realize it, but anytime something changes, we don't like it. We get somehow or another disturbed, and the desire is to keep it. We want what we want. We don't want what we don't want. And this is the entire chase. Actually, desire creates movement. Just thinking, we just spoke about how everything is moving. Body is in motion. There's actually nothing still in the world. In the manifest world, think about this. There's not a thing that is at rest. Is there? Is the mountain at rest, as solid as it is? No, we just got through saying even the rocks are in motion. Yes? You go to sleep. Are you at rest? We say, oh, I'm resting. Are we at rest? No, the blood is moving and circulation is happening and the mind is continuously moving, and the mind at sleep is moving so fast through all the different dream worlds and imaginations that we've held on to. Everything is continuously moving. There's nothing at rest. We need time. Do you understand? Okay, my mind is percolating a little bit. We need desire comes, which creates movement, meaning time. The moment you have a desire, you need time to fulfill the desire. Yes? Correct? We need time, even if it's a moment, but we still need time. And then what does Gurudev say? One fulfilled desire leads to 10 more desires. So then we need a little more time. If you ask somebody, are you ready to go? Come on, I'm going to give you God right now. Let's go. Are you ready to go? Honestly, how many would raise their hand? No, you will not raise your hand. You will say, yes, I'm ready to go. Let me just tell my son or my daughter or my wife or my husband. Or maybe I should put on, instead of my pajamas, something else. I don't know. We will not say so. If you think about it, what creates next birth is a way to get time to fulfill the desire that we didn't get to fulfill. See, you need time to fulfill desire. So we're endlessly bargaining with the universe with more time. And so we get more time. Oh, okay, fine. The day is over. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll just start tomorrow with whatever I have to do. I can't do it anymore. I just need a little more time to get it done. I'll wake up a little early tomorrow and get it done. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? This is how we function. Desire and time and continuity of life is tied entirely to this thing. I want or I don't want. And sorrow, as Lord Krishna is saying, is what? If you don't get what you want, there is sorrow. And if you get what you did not want, there is sorrow. Correct? I didn't get it. So, okay, I'll try again. Desire awakens and I'll try again. Need for more time and motion, movement happens again, based on the gunas, of course. Hmm? Great souls who have attained the highest perfection, having come to me, are no more subject to transitory rebirth, meaning they come to the center where there's stillness, nothing is changing, where there is really rest. Nothing in the world is at rest. I'm saying something I don't think I've ever really said because it's kind of registering in me in a very specific, nothing. Nothing, okay, a wheel, what spins? The wheel spins, right? But the axis on a wheel, does it turn, does it move? Does it move? Yes or no? No, the axis does not move. It's the wheel that rotates around the axis. I don't know about electric cars. Maybe I'm just thinking about horse and buggy. I'm not a very techo person, but you get the point. The center is still in relation to the rotation of samsara, in relation to the rotation of the world. And in order to get to stillness, you have to get out of the world. Walking on the wheel, anywhere you walk on the wheel, you'll just keep moving. It looks like I'm sitting still here, but the earth, the sun, the planets, everything is moving faster than anything we could imagine, but it's moving so fast. The blade on the fan appears solid and not moving. It's moving so fast that we do not experience the movement. Actually, a wheel, a disc, if it moves fast enough and you sat on it, you will appear like it's not moving. No? You're pondering, but it is true. Just consider whenever you've seen anything moving very, very fast, it appears like a solid piece. You know? Moving from that transitory motion into stillness. This is where we transcend the abode of sorrow. Verse 16, Arjuna, all the worlds from Brahmalok, the heavenly realm of the creator Brahma, downwards, are liable to birth and rebirth. But, O son of Kunti, on attaining me, there is no rebirth. For while I am beyond time, regions like Brahmalok being conditioned by time are transitory. You've heard this, no? Even Brahma, just like us, is a birth, right? One of his day is, I don't know how many years for us, how many thousands, how many millions of years. One day from morning to night is millions of years for us. And one night of Brahma is millions of years for us. No? So Brahma also, like you and me, has a day and a night. Every time the morning arises, Brahma starts creating again. Every time the night arises, he does exactly what we do. What does it? The individuated, if you will, that mind dissolves, right? When we go to sleep, we forget who we are, where we are, what we are, tall, short, all those things disappear. But then we start again. So he's saying, even Brahmalok all the way down, they are liable to birth and death. At some point, Brahma's time runs out. And he has to start again. And maybe he ends up a nice human, or I don't know what, depends. But all the Devi Devtas, this is why a guru is so essential, because a guru says, don't stop along the way for all the lollipops and for all the chocolates and all the candies and all the amazing things. Don't stop along the way because it's temporary. So if you keep praying to some deva, you can end up in that sphere, in that loka. Are you following what I'm saying to you? We don't notice the realms of existence. There are so many. There are 7 lokas up and 7 lokas below. Just what we know. This is what we've heard Gurudev speak about. And only in the human realm can we go beyond all those, all the way to the non-changing, indestructible abode. Past Brahmalok, past Vaikuntha, past all those things, past Ganesh Loka, past all of that is the non-changing. Everything else is just a high fonda life. No? If in the realm of humanity, if you look at some people, the amount of wealth and power and recognition they have, they walk in anywhere, they basically shake a tree. They only have to show up and people fall at their feet and give them whatever they want, correct? There are people like that, isn't it? That is like a god, if you will. They think a thought and it all manifests. The power to, gift things, wealth and success and children and all of that can be given. But those are all, again, temporary. That is what Lord Krishna is saying. And that's very hard for us to imagine because, well, it sounds pretty nice. I get to create the world, millions of years, and I'm there. But it's still the never-ending cycle. You're still on the wheel, not in the axis. There is no rest there. No rest for the weary. You get weary. Keep rotating, rotating, rotating. Now, I'm not saying all this like philosophically, but if I'm saying it, as I'm saying it, what can strike us is like, wow, oh my God, that awakening can be experienced as we're sharing. Yes or no? It's like, oh my God, that is enough. No, nothing to do, but just this notion of like, oh my God, in the end, what temporary things, what am I running after? What desires? Doesn't mean don't have desires, but it will not become such a big thing. It will something we don't latch on to. Are you getting me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So beautiful. 17, chapter 8. Those yogis who know from realization Brahma Brahma's day as covering 1,000 Mahayugas, not even Mahayugas. Imagine one day of Brahma, how long it is. I mean, if you really break it down, for that long you're working, 8 hours a day. Can you imagine? This should take away any ideas of wanting to go to Deva lands. Oh, my poor life, I'm in misery. No, look how lucky you are. In 8 hours, it's over. You get to go sleep. You're Brahma, look, oh, okay, Mahayugas, how many yugas? You got to go on working. You know how long it took Brahma to create suns? You know the whole story? He has to, I'll just make it very short. He has to generate the world, the creation. So he needs children, Prajapati. So he has, like, through his mind, he has, I think, 4 sons. So in that loka, 4 sons are born, and those 4 suddenly go, oh, wow, we don't want anything. And they go off for sannyas. Because it's Brahmalok, it's that time. There's no impression, there's no big desires. They're born. Like Brahma says, now go and have children and progenate and go. And they're like, what? Who wants to fall into the instant? No, no, no. They go off. Like this, it goes on, and the dude can't have children who want to go get married and have more kids. He does everything he can. So finally, he basically um, he himself like becomes the man and the woman. Like he himself creates children. And so then this vasana has to come in. Otherwise, mind, children of Brahma out of mind, they're not going to have any vasanas. Are you following me? I'm making it super quick. So then he has to interject a certain vasana. And even then, and Naradji plays a lot of mischief. Every time there's kids, Narayan, Narayan, he shows up. And what are you guys going to do? Where are you going? Oh, our father told us to go in all the different directions and grow and be merry. What you will do that for? Narayan, Narayan, they're gone again. It was not easy. It's not an easy job to be Brahma. Okay? So whatever service, whatever job you have, however hard it is, you have it easy. Look at it from that point of view. Otherwise it just goes on and on and on. And everybody, poor Vishnu, he's lying down and resting, he's finally got a quiet moment, and some Rakshas shows up, or some human oh, I need help. Okay, hold on, let me come. It's endless. It's still motion. That is the point I'm making. In movement, there has to be progress. Are you catching me? That is what it means. Progress, movement and progress are synonymous. And from movement to progress, desire is interwoven. One desire leads to 10. And this is transitory. This is the endless cycle of life and death. You know how much grace has to be there for us to even discuss this, for us to have the prerna to come and listen to discuss this, for us to, all you have heard, the guru and all of that, forget that is obvious. But to even have this, like what we're just listening to, it is so much blessing, so much grace. It's not possible without it. And as kind of humorous or as I make it, I want you to hear really what I'm saying. Brahma is for Mahayugas endlessly. Where finally at night he goes to sleep and he goes, okay, another day and another Mahayuga is over. Tomorrow I'll see what happens. And starts again. And it's endless. No, this is when the mind says, get me off this wheel. Even if it's a flash, but it's not intellect at that moment. Something internally, it's not a thought, it's a kind of recognition. Yes? There's a feeling of like, whoa, whoa. No? So those yogis who know from realization Brahma's day as covering 1,000 Mahayugas, and so his night as extending to another 1,000 Mahayugas, know the reality about time. See, they're talking about time. Day and night, you have to be realized. We know this from Gurudev. It's not an experience we have. But those yogis know what time is. What is time? Transitory, craving for desire. Somebody wanted to be Brahma, and so they got it. And then they get to be in that state for such a long time. It almost feels like it's permanent, but it is not. It is just like the mountain. You see Mount Kailash, it looks permanent, but it is not. Water can make it smaller and smaller. If enough water goes over Mount Kailash, it will become sand. Yes? It is time. This is time. We may not be able to understand it that way, but you see, something spins so fast, you have no time. You cannot distinguish space. You cannot distinguish from one to the next. There's no past, there's no future, there just is. 18. All embodied beings emanate from the unmanifest, Brahma's subtle body. At the coming of the cosmic day, at the cosmic nightfall, they merge into the same subtle body of Brahma, known as the unmanifest. We just talked about this, right? All embodied beings, all, every single one, they emanate from the unmanifest, Brahma's subtle body. What is Brahma? Part of Maya. Yes? Like you and I, we are part of what? Maya. We are part of a reflected universe. I'm not going to get into that. That was chapter 2 and 4, I think. Are you with me? Just like so is Brahma. I just talked about that. Is part of the reflected universe. It is not the ultimate Brahman. It is sukshma, it is subtle. And just like you and I have waking, dreaming, sleep state, like that, Brahma also has that state. The creator, not Brahman, Brahma, the creator. All embodied beings emanate from the unmanifest, i.e., Brahma's subtle body. At that coming of the cosmic day and at the cosmic nightfall, they merge into the same subtle body of Brahma known as unmanifest. When we go to sleep, what do? Exactly the same thing. We do exactly the same, merge into the subtle body. I exist as this gross identity. I am this, that, and the other thing. Tall, short, woman, lawyer, teacher, friend, smart, organized, any of those things. Mother, father, sister, brother, whatever. I exist during active state, right? Then I go and have a dream. Then what do? I create different realms. I still exist, but in a reflected state of mind. But then I have deep sleep. When you go to sleep, you don't know who you are. You have dropped all identity into the subtle body. Correct? We don't know. But when you wake up and I say, how did you sleep? You can answer the question. How did you sleep? I slept really well. I feel fresh. That means there was some awareness. I am, not who, but I am, had to exist in deep sleep in order for you to be able to answer. Yes? So we submerge into or merge into the subtle body, and then morning comes, and again we take another birth. The only thing is, in Brahma's time, these are yugas. For us, it's a day, thousands and thousands of years and a day. Look, the thing is, what I hear in all of this is like a little awe-striking. Oh my God. We are so stuck in what we see, touch, and feel as the whole world. And within the whole world of what we see, touch, and feel, it's even narrowed even more to my job and my kids and my spouse and my seva and my guru and my all of that. It's so minutia, so minutia. We don't, it's not even like we see the vastness as even as far as your eye can see. We don't have any sort of relationship to that. Only what's really immediately, oh, my house. Even your neighbor's house doesn't really connect as my house until there's a fire there. Then you start to connect even more. Oh my God, my house. Oh, what happened? We've divided everything so segmented that we cannot see the big picture. And when we hear this chapter particularly, it takes us out of this tunnel vision into the wider funnel. And the wider the funnel, the more freedom one starts to feel. No? What time is it? Okay. Harini, but let's do the next verse also. 1920. Let's do 2. See where it goes.
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यहरागमे परस्तस्मात् तु भावोऽन्यः अव्यक्तो व्यक्ताः सनातनः यस्य सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यस्सु न विनश्यति.
Verse 19. Arjuna, this multitude of beings being born again and again is dissolved under compulsion of its nature at the coming of the cosmic night and rise again at the commencement of the cosmic day. For beyond even this unmanifest, there is yet another unmanifest existence, that supreme divine person who does not perish even though all beings perish. These multitude of beings, this includes Brahma himself also. These multitude of beings being born again and again, you and me and all beings, aliens, devas, everything, all of it, dissolve under compulsion of its nature. They dissolve based on their nature. Compulsion means by themselves, within their nature, at the coming of the cosmic night, meaning Mahapralaya. Every night there's a mini Pralaya, right? Every night we go to sleep, what happens? Everything disappears. There's a mini dissolution, correct? And then every morning when we awake, there's a mini what? Regeneration of life. But then there is the cosmic Pralaya, where everything is absorbed back into what verse 20 is alluding to. The indestructible, the undivided, the no two, the unmanifest. It's the difference between subtle and unmanifest. In the previous verses, we're really talking about the gross goes into subtle form. Yes? But in verse 20, all that, even that subtle form from gross to subtle, disappears back into consciousness. The one that erupted as subtle and gross goes back. The wave which arose dives back into the ocean. Yes. Far beyond even this unmanifest, there is yet another unmanifest existence. That supreme divine person who does not perish, even though all beings perish. Brahma perishes. All beings perish. It's a little bit wrong even to say the word. I think this is where the limitation of language comes. That which never really had birth never really dies. No? But on one level, there is birth. Like when you dream, you have so many things happen in a dream. Do they really exist? Is there really birth of those beings in the dream? No. And when the dream is over, is it that they died? No. Like that, when the whole creation disappears, it's not that they, quote, perish. It's you wake up and then there's no real birth, there's no real death in that. Oh, my glasses, they're right here. Oh. I love how they say that supreme divine person. You know? Who does not perish, even though all beings perish. Non-changeable. That is the stillness, the rest place. There's no some saying is there, no? Come on, do your thing now, you'll rest when you die. Some such thing is there, no? There's some sentence. I mean, we discussed this many times. Death is what? A desire for more time. To come back and have a chance to do what we wanted to do at the end of the night, come back and do it the next day. Is what death is. And there's no such thing really as birth, because birth happened when you died. You decided what you're going to be next lifetime. So that's actually the birth. And then when you come out in the world, it's start of death. Every day you decay until total decay. And then it's deterioration of the body, you know? Okay, we'll stop here. I think that's a lot of verses we did, I think from 14 to 20. Speedy. Any thoughts, comments? If not, we can close our eyes a few minutes. Anything? Let me see. I have to go to look at other people. Everybody else I cannot see, only the first group I can see. I appreciate at least some of you have your camera on, because then I can, otherwise I might as well record it and send it to you. Nothing? No comments, no questions, no aha.
I can share, Vivi.
Ah,
So you said, give an example of how did you sleep? I slept well. Who says that? Meaning that even during sleep, the unmanifest, the I is there. And I never thought about that.
yeah, even if you don't know how you slept, you have the awareness of the absence of awareness. Think about that. See? So even in deep sleep, you never disappear. you know? If you say, I don't know how I slept, maybe it's like that. So then there was no I there to perceive an experience. You merged into the subtle. Who dreams? You dream. Who wakes up? We don't ever ask these questions. All right. You want to close your eyes a few minutes, or you have anything else? Anybody?
I'm still chewing on the initial comment, Didi, about how an object is visible only because there's space. The space around it makes it observable, visible. That's very deep. I've never ever thought about it that way. But
We don't look at the space. You see, like I'm looking at the sofa. The space between two threads is so small that it appears to be one continuous thing. I don't see the space. Do you see? We never ever say, wow, I'm so grateful. I'm held up because of this space. Nobody looks at the space. And what do you pay? Everything you buy is for space. If you pay $1 million for your house, it's because there's space inside. It's 4 bedroom and 3,000 square foot. Okay. If it's 4 bedrooms and 1,200 square foot, I'm not paying $1 million. Why not? It's still 4 bedrooms. It still has a kid. No, the space. Guruji uses the example of a teacup. Oh, fine china. But what if it's just a lump of fine china? You want it? Oh, it's fine china. You're not going to put it in your cupboard. It's because there's space. Everything is held up in the unseen. And it's so ordinary. It's so easily accessible. It's so close that we do not appreciate it, recognize it, see it, acknowledge it, see the dependency on it or any of it. We don't. Know that when Gurudev, I forget in which, are you ordinary or extraordinary? Remember what vibration it is. And yes, God is ordinary. It's so easily available. There's no value to it. It's so everywhere, any place, anything. It's all God. So we don't put any kind of even attention on it. Somebody's written something. 1 second. Yeah, Spandakarika. That's right. I mean, everything has space. When it's not visible, we lock into the object. No. Oh, it's all stuffed. We say this, no, it's all stuffed. My closet is stuffed. You see no space in there. It's stuffed. Nothing has value in a stuffed closet. You take it out and you put it somewhere, suddenly, oh, this is not bad. It's kind of nice. I don't know why I had it shoved in the closet. Isn't it? You clothes. If your closet is one of those that's jam-packed, then oh God, I don't know. You can't even move your hanger over. It all feels like then you pull it out in space and you go, this is not bad. Oh, this is pretty good. We are like, and we have heard this from Gurudev for I don't know how many years, how many times, how often, and still the mind doesn't see space. Meaning that unseen, that which is holding us up, we don't recognize the dependency of our existence on something other than me, myself, and I. How can it be? The lungs, the heart, the circulation, the breathing, everything is happening by itself. And yet we walk around taking credit for ourselves. Even if we see ourselves as the body, I am this body. Let's just say we're forget about spirit and consciousness. I'm this body. And I'm so important. What are you doing to run that body? You shove a few things in your mouth, like Guji says, a kilo of food, and suddenly you grow from 8 pounds to 135 pounds. That's not anything you did. Where do we think we do something? Breathing, blinking an eye, tasting, chewing, swallowing. Everything is like there's a mechanism that's happening. It's a functionality of this mechanism called body through some other power. And all the important things, we cannot see them, but they're the liver, the pancreas, the digestion, the whole thing. Who is doing? Oh, I am somebody. What are you talking about? The mouth only moves. No? See, I mean, this is so obvious, but still people will walk around saying, no, my life, I'm in charge of my life. You're not in charge of thoughts. You're not in charge of the body. You can't even control, like, oh my God, I got to pee-pee, I got to run, I got to pee-pee. Can't control anything. 10 minutes, maybe, half an hour, and then I need a bathroom, I need a bathroom. What are you in charge of? Somebody says one word, we lose our emotion. We can't control our emotion. Regulation, quote, regulation appears to have autonomy in it, right? Sovereignty in it, does it not? Regulating our emotional state. Isn't that what the world keeps telling us? Dysregulation and regulation. Yes, you're hearing what I'm saying? Let it hit on some vasana, some attachment, some entanglement. You'll see what's regulated and what's not regulated. Loose motion will come. Everything goes to, shit. Everything. But there's somehow this strong conditioning because the falseness of the ego of our existence is so solid. What? We've talked about these. Is there some little person called Rajshree in some chamber in the head, walking around, talking? There's nothing. It's a bunch of thoughts that come and go, that get illumined by that unseen. And so they appear real. We think we are what we think. Yes? And we think we are what we think, and we carry ourselves in this thing called the body, which is mine and me. If this chair was attached to me and I would walk around, oh, in my chair, people would look at me like, what the heck? Leave the chair alone. You've seen those slapstick comedies where somebody sits in a chair and then when they stand up, it's stuck to them, It's like this. Like, it's a little... Anyhow. What? I don't know.
Didi, I just wanted to say, just the resonance with what you said, the grace about how we're sitting here and we're listening and we're exploring Bhagavad Gita and learning about it. These days, I find that there's only silence every time I try to put words to what the inner atmosphere is, inner experience is. I think today I just got a little bit of a descriptor to the experience of being on the path and being on the path of knowledge is that beginning to see the space more than the objects.
Mhm. Yeah. This is a big deal. This is a gift beyond gifts, you know. Even if it's for a moment, this recognition, what you are saying, what we're discussing, even for a glimpse, like, oh, there's something unseen holding me up. I'm space. This is what hollow and empty that we've done 1,000 times is referring to. You know? So beautiful, so big. I think what I'll do is I'll write up like a little meditation for next week. I usually don't have, I come here and I just follow what we do, you know, open the book and read along with you, but just a little meditation, like, okay, I'm talking, you're listening. I had an interesting experience today. I went to walk in the park, and then when I got to the park, I was sitting on a rock, my eyes were closed, and I could hear birds initially and the wind and the leaves. And then at some point, while my eyes were closed, some people must have come. I could hear their voice, you know? And my own voice was in the head talking. My own, whatever. Oh, the birds, oh, like, so I was hearing their voice in the same space as I was hearing my voice. Are you catching what I'm saying? The voice of those people talking was in the same space as me talking. I was hearing both, but they were clearly not in my head. So my voice is not in my head, as their voice is not outside of my head. तुम लोग समझ रहे हो? See, it was so deep, you know, I was kind of drifting. The sun was on me and I was hearing the birds and I could hear the rustling of the leaves. And suddenly I heard, and of course there was some mental conversation in my quote head, in me, quote me. And then I heard voices of people who were outside, but they were in the same field as my voice was. So where am I? Is it me talking in my head and they're outside my head? Or do you see? It's very hard to explain this, but do you see what I'm alluding to? Yes. This is very, when you go tomorrow, you know, or when you're going off to sleep, if you can hear sounds, listen to the sounds and in your own head, count one, like you're going to count to 10, but then stop at 5. Like even now, okay, close your eyes for one moment. When I say stop, you stop. Till then, okay? So you're just sitting, eyes are closed. And inside, mentally count 1 to 10. Slow. Stop. Start again. Stop. Count again. There's a speaker counting, but there's a listener. Somebody's listening to your counting. Somebody's counting. But there's awareness of the listener and the speaker, the counter. Stop. Count again. Count. Someone speaking, counting, the speaker. Simultaneously, there's a listener. And you're aware of the listening and the counting. Stop. The number counting is moving. Listening is moving. But is there something that's not moving? Stop. Take a breath in and let it go. Open the eyes. Did you get what I'm saying? Can you, it's like this, but are you yes or no? Give me a little. See, it was so clear for me, like, oh, wait a minute. Because my head is only up to here, but I could hear them and they were quite far. They were like, 500-600 feet away from me in the park. It's not their sound carried to me. Where to me it carried. It's true the sound waves carry, but I heard them in the same space that I heard myself. And there was no sound made in that sense of myself speaking. It's in the same field. And you close your eyes and you actually cannot see your face. We did this exercise before. Remember, look at your face. Can you see your face? You can't see your face. Are you here? You have to touch. It could be over there also. All right. 7:10.
Didi, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So similar to what you just said about, who's listening and who's talking when we did this exercise. So I've been grappling with this question about when we say we have to tame the mind. So who is trying to tame the mind? Is the mind trying to tame the mind?
It's just another nonsense. You're just strengthening another layer of the mind. It's a more transparent layer of the mind if you want, but it's still mind. I did this, which I cannot speak about I. The big I, there's no, eyes cannot see themselves. So anytime you are doing something, it's just another part of the mind doing something to the mind. Never-ending battle. Let me see, there's something here. The greatest illusion right in front of our eyes, the space. Awareness was all over with listener as well as the counter, as well as with the surrounding sounds. And there was awareness of all of that. See, you couldn't otherwise tell me that. But this is where, it just becomes another idea. And then my mind hangs up and then it says, why am I doing these things? I'm just conceptualizing. I should stop doing the Gita. Then again, okay, no, just keep going. You promised you would finish. These things can't become ideas. I think it's what Sunanda said. There's like some glimpse comes. And it's not describable. Somewhere you see, oh. Until now, oftentimes walking on the path has been the mind doing something for another part of the mind, like Shweta just spoke about. Continuously rearranging things in the mind, and the mind giving some enlightened version of another part of the mind. This is all that keeps happening. Never ends. And then at some point you go, okay, it's enough, it's done. Then only the inner journey starts. Otherwise, it was a change of wrapping paper, you know, from one object to another object with a different wrapping paper. See? There's nothing wrong with it because it's a way to burn out some of the karmas and the gunas. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. I'm saying the shift in seeking, there's no seeking required. It's weird to say realizing because you are who you are. There's nothing to realize. But until we get to that state, these words become part of the equation. You know? Did I make you serious again? Like, no, you have to like. Brahma has to work hard. Remember that. Tomorrow when you go to work, say, okay, I have no worries. I just have 8 hours to get through. That's it. And I'm done. And I can go home.
The experience that you gave us just now, it reminds me or takes me back to chapter 2. You're talking about kshetra and kshetrajna, that is the field, and then the knower of the field, right? Basically, your park experience as well as the experience what you gave us just now. So the field was, the waves, right? Or the awareness all around. And then the knower of the field was the one experiencing whether it was our own thoughts counting or like when you made us stop and then started talking. That was my experience.
I mean, in what is the container? Let me say it this way.
Mm-hmm.
The container within which the speaker or the counter and the listener exists. That is how there's a container, right?
Exactly.
Everything has space. There is some unseen thing that holds all this up. I told you, there's the space that's holding up all the objects. There's a container that's vast that holds the speaker, the counter, the listener, the awareness, and the awareness of the awareness. Just be with it. Just get the sense that there's a field. I'm not localized. That's enough for right now.
Yes, totally agree with you.
No.
Thank you.
Do you all just a glimmer of that? I'm not localized. There's a field that's holding all of this up. It's a container. All right. Jesus, next week. Jai Gurudev. Is there anything that holds the space? Yes. Yes, there is. Even more subtle than Brahma is the other unmanifest, verse number 20. There is something that holds all the space. Also, space is an object. It's a very subtle object, like your thought is an object. It's even more subtle than space. Duh. What? What are you saying? What? Shut up, Didi. I was just about to hang up in peace, and now you just threw a wrench in the whole thing. Ay, ay, ay. It's enough. Jai Gurudev. God bless.